You can take a guy like Canelo. This guy can do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
And compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather has once again sent shockwaves through the boxing community after publicly naming Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's latest bout. Famous for his unbeaten legacy and fearless attitude, Mayweather hinted that he wouldn't rule out returning for another massive, money-making fight. The idea of Mayweather stepping in against Crawford has instantly caught the attention of fans and analysts, especially since Crawford is widely seen as one of today's most dangerous pound-for-pound competitors. If this matchup ever becomes reality, it could reshape the current boxing conversation and add serious heat to an already intense landscape. Right now, the anticipation is building fast.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7-10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford kept his perfect record intact after earning a clear unanimous decision win over Canelo Alvarez, capturing the undisputed super middleweight crown in the process. The blockbuster clash went down at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, and had been hyped as one of the biggest fights of the year. For this challenge, Crawford jumped up 2 weight divisions and stepped into the ring with total confidence. Even though Canelo had the size advantage and is famous for his punching power, Crawford dictated the pace from start to finish, using smart movement, clean technique, and sharp combinations to take away Canelo's strengths and stay in full control of the fight.
What did you think? What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem. But it stood to be seen, it needed to be seen, and I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, you know, start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, but he's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Right.
You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, I'm sorry, not Canelo, Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
For this matchup, Floyd Mayweather Jr. put his faith and his money on Terence Crawford, confident in his skill set and ability to beat Canelo Alvarez. Even though Crawford entered the fight as the underdog, Mayweather risked $50,000 on a moneyline bet at plus 148 odds. When Crawford earned a unanimous decision victory, Mayweather's gamble paid off handsomely, bringing in a payout of $124,000. Beyond the financial win, the bet reflected Mayweather's deep insight into the sport and his trust in Crawford's talent to rise to the occasion.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're gonna hear from Crawford, and I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Mayweather bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio, because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. I don't expect anything different.
Floyd Mayweather has also made his stance clear in the ongoing pound-for-pound debate, naming Terence Crawford as the top fighter in the world today. After Crawford's commanding performance against Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his precision, discipline, and ability to dominate across multiple weight classes. For Mayweather, pound-for-pound greatness isn't just about collecting titles, it's about consistently proving you can outperform the best opponents. And he believes Crawford has done exactly that. By defeating elite champions while maintaining an unbeaten record, Crawford has firmly established himself as one of modern boxing's most formidable fighters.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Terence Crawford has long admired Floyd Mayweather, not just for his skills inside the ring, but for the way he has carefully managed his career and built his legacy. Over time, that respect grew into a genuine connection between the two fighters. Crawford has often received small pieces of guidance and advice from Mayweather, advice he takes seriously and actually puts into practice. Their relationship goes beyond mentorship. It's built on a shared drive for greatness, a focus on legacy, and a mutual understanding of what it truly takes to reach the top of the sport.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. I always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Recently, during a press conference, Canelo Alvarez made a surprising admission, stating that he believes Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. This remark caught everyone's attention, especially considering that Alvarez suffered his first career loss to Mayweather back in 2013, when he was just 23 and undefeated. Crawford's performance against Alvarez was truly masterful. He showcased exceptional hand speed, precise footwork, and tactical intelligence to control the fight over 12 rounds. Even while moving up 2 weight classes, Crawford effectively neutralized Alvarez's natural power through smart defense and sharp counterattacks, leaving no doubt about his dominance in the ring.
It's with Fight Hub TV right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
After Canelo Alvarez claimed that Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather, Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, responded with a critical take. He suggested that Canelo's comment might be a calculated move to boost Crawford's reputation, which would, in turn, make Canelo's own previous loss look more respectable. Jeff also reminded fans that Canelo's defeat to Floyd happened when Canelo was in his prime, challenging the idea that Mayweather was past his peak at the time. While acknowledging Crawford's skill, Jeff insisted that Mayweather's defensive mastery still sets him apart, emphasizing that the comparison between the two fighters isn't so straightforward.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he took him, into deep waters. So
yeah, what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people.
How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose?
20s.
I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
But
want to make himself look like he did something great.
Trainer Greg Hackett has added his voice to the ongoing debate between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Crawford, asserting that Mayweather still holds the edge. While acknowledging Crawford's impressive win over Canelo Alvarez, Hackett points to Mayweather's unmatched defensive skills and ring IQ as key factors that set him apart. Although Crawford is incredibly talented, Hackett emphasizes that Mayweather's legacy, built on an undefeated record and dominance across multiple weight divisions, keeps him at the top of the all-time rankings. His perspective underscores the ongoing discussion among fans and analysts about who truly deserves the title of the greatest fighter of this era.
Floyd Mayweather, that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter there?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. Bud, I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me.
Eddie Hearn has publicly challenged Canelo Alvarez's statement that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. He argued that Crawford's record doesn't quite match up to Mayweather's, noting that several of Crawford's opponents were past their prime when he faced them. While acknowledging Crawford's notable victories, including his recent triumph over Canelo, Hearn stressed that he hasn't faced the same depth of elite competition across multiple weight classes that defined Mayweather's career. According to Hearn, Mayweather's resume remains unmatched in terms of overall quality and dominance.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't, but I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault, his resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns, right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. It's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion, but you can't say that he is, you know, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing, but if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights, but a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. You know, even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. You know, I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, you know, Gamboa, you know, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get a finish?
Carmel Motton recently reaffirmed that Floyd Mayweather will always be regarded as the GOAT. Despite the growing buzz around Terence Crawford's recent dominance, Motton stressed that Mayweather's flawless record, elite ring IQ, defensive mastery, and consistent success across multiple weight classes set a standard that few can approach. While he acknowledged Crawford's achievements, particularly his victory over Canelo Alvarez, Motton highlighted that true greatness isn't defined by a single fight. It's about sustained excellence, longevity, and often making history by remaining undefeated at the top. In his view, Crawford is undoubtedly elite, but Mayweather's legacy exists on an entirely different level.
Where do you sit with this? Because two pound-for-pound greats of this era, Canelo, we see the resume, Crawford, you know, 2-time undisputed, potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, you know, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. You know, we've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size. If not, Crawford look a little bigger than. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, really just, we're going to see tomorrow, you know, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. You know, I feel like it's even playing fields, and, you know, both guys coming ready, so we're just going to have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is the greatest, but does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonard's, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well, because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course, nobody will ever. I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Terence Crawford recently addressed the ongoing comparisons to Floyd Mayweather Jr., emphasizing that every fighter should be judged within the context of their own era. Crawford stated that he is the best of his generation, just as Mayweather was in his prime, and that direct comparisons aren't necessary. This mindset reflects Crawford's confidence in his accomplishments and his determination to build a legacy that stands on its own, separate from past legends. Following Crawford's historic win over Canelo Alvarez, his longtime trainer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre made it clear that there would be no rush into another fight. He highlighted that Crawford had just secured one of the biggest victories of his career and deserved time to recover rather than jump back into training immediately. After a grueling 12-round fight and intense preparation, Bomac stressed that physical and mental rest should take priority. He recommended that Crawford take a well-earned break to recharge and savor the achievement before planning the next steps in his already remarkable career.
You know what? We're going to get back in the gym. We're going to get back in the gym, and we're going to assess that. And, you know, right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for like probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah.
Damn. And for you? Hey, this is the thing.
Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so sharp. You know, everybody.
Bernie Thigh Boxer, a close associate of Terence Crawford, didn't hold back after the Canelo fight, claiming that they tried to rob us. He argued that the judges' scoring didn't fully reflect Crawford's dominance in the ring, suggesting that several rounds were either unfairly scored or marked too close. According to Bernie, Crawford controlled the action from start to finish, dictated the pace, displayed superior fundamentals, and consistently outworked Canelo. Yet, he believes the judges' scorecards didn't give enough credit for these clear advantages. Even though Crawford officially won by unanimous decision, Bernie felt the margins didn't do justice to his performance. His comments underscore how controversial judging can still ignite debate in boxing, even after seemingly decisive victories.
This is the second time he destroyed every myth. Can he take a punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything. Didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket. Was in the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed him. Crawford the best, man.
Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather brings a unique perspective to this discussion, having previously faced and defeated Canelo Alvarez back in 2013, when Canelo was undefeated and rapidly rising. That victory remains a standout moment in Mayweather's storied career, highlighting his defensive genius and exceptional ring IQ. Now, years later, Mayweather is turning his attention to Terence Crawford, the fighter who recently dominated Canelo. By publicly calling out Crawford, Mayweather is not only reigniting excitement in the boxing world but also sending a clear message. He still considers himself capable of competing with the very best in the sport.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what, you're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. And he was like, that was when he was
No, he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23.
20.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because beat him. If you beat him, you want to be the best in the world. At 23, so imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter. But I learned.
Could Floyd Mayweather stepping back into the ring to face Terence Crawford set the stage for one of the most monumental fights in boxing history? Or should Mayweather remain retired and let Crawford continue building his own legacy? Share your thoughts and join the conversation in the comments below.